16 sports, defining the different sports injury. 1.
Collision team sport. Collision team sport, American football, also known as gridiron, is a sport involving high-impact blows to the body, which can cause serious injury. Contact can lead to hit or spinal injuries, while constant bending movement can result in damage to the ankle, knees, and hip. Injury hotspot: head and face, neck, spine and back, shoulder and chest, arm and elbow, wrist, hand and finger, thigh, knee, leg, ankle, foot and toes.
2.
Contact team sports. Although contact team sports such as soccer and field hockey do not carry the same risk as the collision sports, the fast pace of which they are played along with a potential for contact between players result in a relatively high probability of injury. Injury hotspot: head and face, neck, spine and back, shoulder and chest, wrist and hand and finger, abdomen, hip and groin, thigh, knee, leg, ankle, foot, and toes.
3.
Net-based in sports. The frequent jumping and landing involved in net-based team sports, such as basketball and volleyball, puts a great deal of stress on the hips, knees, and ankle. As a result of these repeated action injuries to the lower limbs of common, the large amount of growing involved can also cause problems in the shoulder, elbow, and wrist. Injury hotspot: knee, spine, and back, shoulder and chest, arms and elbow, wrist, hand and finger, abdomen, hip and groin, thigh, knee, leg, ankle, foot, and toes.
4.
Bat and club-based sports. Bat and club-based sports such as golf put a lot of stress on the upper limbs, particularly the shoulders, elbows, and hands. Repetitive strain injuries often develop as a result of repetitive action such as swinging a club or bat over and over. Injury hotspots: head and face, neck, spine and back, shoulder and chest, arm and elbow, wrist, hand and fingers, abdomen, hip and groin, thigh, knee, ankle, foot, and toes.
5.
Racket-based sports. Racket-based sports such as badminton, squash, and tennis requires excellent endurance of both the cardiovascular and muscular system. The knees and the ankle are put under stress during accelerating movements and quick changes of direction. Repeated overhead movement of the arms during serves and smashes also put considerable strain on the upper limbs. Injury hotspots: neck, spine, and back, shoulder and chest, arm and elbow, wrist, hand and fingers, abdomen, hip and groin, knee, leg, ankle, foot, and toes.
6.
Running means that short, middle, and long-distance runners frequently suffer injury. Unsuitable footwear as well as poor posture and technique often lead to overuse injuries such as shin splints and tendinopathies. Injury hotspot: neck, spine, and back, abdomen, hip and groin, thigh, knee, leg, ankle, foot, and toes.
7.
Weightlifting and powerlifting. Weightlifting and powerlifting put huge amount of stress on the joint throughout the body and works the muscles to a point the near failure, sometimes resulting in tears, ruptures of the muscles and ligament. Failure to employ a good technique when lifting heavy weight can also result in injury. Injury hotspot: neck, spine, and back, shoulder and chest, arms and elbow, abdomen, hip and groin, knee, neck and spine and back, shoulder and chest, abdomen, hip and groin.
8.
Combat sports. Combat sports such as boxing, judo, and karate make tough demands on the body. Training is intense and participation requires good all-around fitness. Regardless of the fitness of the participants, however, the aggressive blows traded between opponents mean that these sports always carry a serious risk of injury. Injury hotspots: head and face, neck, spine and back, shoulder and chest, arm and elbow, wrist, hand and fingers, abdomen, hip and groin, knee, leg, ankle, foot, and toes.
9,
Base sports. Board-based sports such as skateboarding, snowboarding, and windsurfing requires balance, core strength, and stability of the knees, hips, and ankle to help prevent injury. A heavy landing from a jump carries a risk of damage to the lower limbs and fracture and dislocations, resulting from the frequent number of high-velocity falls are not uncommon. Injury hotspots: head and face, neck, spine and back, shoulder and chest, arm and elbow, wrist, hand and finger, abdomen, hip, and groin.
10,
Base sports frequently result in injury because falls tends to occur at high speed and potentially from a height. These sports put tremendous stress on the knees, ankles, and hips, and therefore require good stability and lower limbs. Injury hotspot: head and face, neck, spine and back, shoulder and chest, elbow and arm, wrist, hand and finger, abdomen, hip and groin, thigh, knee, ankle, foot and toes.
11,
Skate style sports. Skate style sports such as ice skating and rollerblading put a large amount of stress on the lower limbs, and falls, especially when skating at high speed, can cause serious injuries. Maintaining good stability and strength throughout the entire body is a good factor in limiting injury. Injury hotspot: head and face, neck, spine and back, shoulder and chest, elbow and arm, wrist, hand and finger, abdomen, hip and groin, thigh, knee, ankle, foot and toes.
12,
Watercraft sports. Water sports such as kayaking and canoeing put strain on the shoulders, forearms, and wrists due to repeated arm movements. Back pain is also a danger if good technique and posture are not maintained. Injury hotspot: neck, spine and back, shoulder and chest, arm and elbow, wrist, hand and fingers, abdomen, hip, and groin.
13,
Swimming-based sports. Despite carrying a comparatively low risk of injury, swimming-based sports do place significant strain on the muscles, particularly the back and shoulders. A flexible spine and good stability in the shoulder joints is essential in avoiding injury. Injury hotspots: head and face, neck, spine and back, shoulder and chest, arm and elbow, wrist, hand and fingers, abdomen, hip and groin, knee.
14,
Bicycling. Long distance bicycling, sprinting, and stunt bicycling, such as BMX biking, all make different demands on the body. Injuries can arise as the result of a fall or the overexertion of muscles. The different terrains on which bicycling is performed also have an impact on the type of injuries sustained. Injury hotspots: head and face, neck, spine and back, shoulder and chest, arm and elbow, wrist, hand and fingers, thigh, knee, leg, ankle, foot, and toes.
15,
Equestrian sports. The speed at which many equestrian sports such as show jumping and polo are played means that the risk of serious injury is high. While a helmet offers some protection when falling on the skull, the height from which riders fall makes the limbs and spine vulnerable fracture. Injury hotspots: head and face, neck, spine and back, shoulder and chest, arm and elbow, wrist, hand and fingers.
16,
Extreme sports such as rock climbing, parkour, and skydiving exert the joints and muscles throughout the body and carry a high risk of falls. Consequently, participation in such activities can give rise to a variety of injuries, including strains, sprains, and fractures. Injury hotspots: Head and face, neck, spine and back, shoulder and chest, wrist, hand and finger, abdomen, hip and groin, tight, knee, ankle, foot and toes.